Okay, well, we're at 2x plus 10 equals 2x. Who can finish this one for us?
It's 2x plus 20.
All right, Amir, finish it
We'll
up.
make sure we raise our hands.
All right, yes, Paul, we're gonna raise our hands. I love it. All right, so Amir, finish this problem up.
So you subtract 10 on both sides.
All right. What do you have then?
And then I got 2x, which equals 2x plus 10, but I didn't finish it.
Okay, who thinks they can finish that? David, can we hear David yet? Go for it, David. David, I don't know why we can't hear you.
Why don't you add like terms?
All right.
No. Wouldn't you just
No.
subtract the two x's just to get x?
Oh, well,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, let's
No.
If we subtract 2x from both sides,
You get 0.
we get 0 over here. And that is equal to, what's 2x minus 2x?
0.
0 plus 10.
So no.
so it's
So then it would just be 0 equals 10.
So we have, yeah, I run out of space. So 0 equals 10. Can 0 equal 10?
No.
No.
So it'd be no solution.
No solution.
I think I can do 3 though.
You got 3?
how?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to do 3.
No, I'm saying I can do 3, not I
you
got
can
3.
do
That's what you're
Because
thinking.
I couldn't do 2. I put right around it. So 2x minus 10 is
Hold
equal
on,
to.
let me get there. Caden, can you hear us? What's going on, Caden? Let me see if I can get a chat and see if Caden's. Caden. All right, I can't do that until I stop sharing my screen, so we'll just go on and then we'll try to get Caden later. All right, number 3. Owen, you want to do 3?
Sure.
All
You
right.
distribute 2x, and it would be 2x minus 10 equals 2x minus 10.
2x minus 10 equals 2x minus 10. Okay.
And then you'd subtract 2x,
Okay. And then
and
what?
then you'd get 0 for both of those, and then you'd subtract 10 and get 0, so it'd be infinitely many.
Infinitely many. Yeah, even here, if this is 0, this is negative 10 equals negative 10. We have infinitely many solutions. Good. You could have maybe said it right from the start, 2x minus 10 equals 2x minus 10, and that would be fine too. As long as, in the end, you end up at the same thing on both sides. All right, problem of the day. How are we feeling?
Great.
Are we having a good time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Caden lost forever? Oh, poor Caden. All right. Okay, so let's take a second here. I'm gonna pull this out. All right, what we're gonna do today. Let's see, Caden is here. Let's see. I'm just gonna put the chat on for a second and say, Caden, can you see or hear us? All right. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is absolute value equations. So this is the last new type of equation. Hello? All right, this is the last new type of equation for this unit. So this week, if you didn't read through my Google Doc yet that I sent you, today we're going to do these absolute value equations. And then I have an assignment for you to practice absolute value equations. And then on Wednesday, we'll Zoom again like this, and I'll answer questions, and we'll do a big equation review on Wednesday. Thursday, you'll have a review assignment on all equations, and next week, we'll have our equations test. Okay, so that's the plan for this week. So with that, no Caden yet. All right, Xavier's going to join soon. All right, does anyone have any questions before we dive into the lesson today?
Do we have to open the slideshow that you sent us?
You don't have to. I'm going to have it open, and then you can just have it open later if you want it. I just sent it in case you wanted it, but as long as you have a notebook and you can write down what's going on, then you'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay. Henry,
Are you gonna work at NASA?
am I going to work at NASA? I don't think so. I think I'm going to stick with the teaching. Yeah,
Darn.
I know.
Please.
All right. So with that, I'm going to mute you guys for now, just to eliminate the background noise, and then I'll mute you guys to ask questions. Okay. All right, so let me get the screen back up here. And while that's going, I unmuted you guys for a second here. Who remembers what absolute value is?
Oh, I do.
I do.
I
It's
do.
very easy.
Provost, what's absolute value?
Well, it's literally like absolute value.
Okay.
I know.
Rack, what's absolute value?
A number's distance from 0.
A number's distance from 0. Okay, so if we talk about absolute value is a number's distance from 0, that's review. If I say to you, Joe Kellers, what's the absolute value of -5? What would you tell me?
5.
5. Yeah, Jack, what's the absolute value of 50?
50.
50, okay? So everything that comes out of absolute value is positive. Are we all in agreement there?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's going to be really important when we talk about absolute value equations here today. All right. How do I mute you guys again? I don't know. I can't mute you guys in this.
Mute ourselves too.
All right, you can mute yourselves if you want while this PowerPoint's up. I can't do that when the PowerPoint's up. All right. So normally what I would do here is I would make 3 of you come to the board. So I've got Batman, this guy, what's his name? You guys are muted. I don't know. You have to
Red
tell me.
Power Ranger or something. I don't remember.
Red Power Ranger. Unmute yourself if you
Am I
want to know.
muted?
Who's this guy?
I'm not muted. All right.
Green
Hold on.
Lantern? I don't know who that is. Good morning, Xavier.
I think I don't know. Get the.
All right. So if I have Batman at 0, and I want these 2 other guys to stand 4 away from Batman, where would they go? If I want to go 4 away from 0. You're gonna have to unmute yourselves. Now you're all muted. How did that happen? Can you guys unmute yourselves to answer?
Yes.
Henry, if I'm going 4 away from Batman, where would I go?
I cannot see that board. Is it like? Oh, you'd be going positive, I guess.
Here, I'll try it this way. All right. So if I'm at okay. Come on. How do I get my pen back? My pen. How do I get my pen back? There we go. Okay. Here we go. All right. If I'm at 0 and I want to be 4 away from 0, where would I go? Amir's pointing this way. Anybody have words that they could use? Henry's pointing this way. What 2 places would I land? Let me see. I can't unmute myself. It says the host has muted us. Oh, let me see if I can unmute you guys. Hold on. All right, let's try this.
There we
You
go.
to the right.
There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Got
Oh,
it.
I see Amir.
Hello.
Amir wrote
Yeah.
4 and negative.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so we're at 4 and we're at -4. Are we all on board with that?
Yes.
Mhm.
That there's two possible distances, right? You want to go 4 away from 0, you could be at 4, you could be at -4. So if the question is, what is 4 away from 0, we could write that as an absolute value equation. This is saying, what number is 4 away from 0? And our solutions would be x equals 4 and x equals -4. Okay?
How would you write that as a question? Like, what number is 4 away from 0?
That is that first, that equation with the absolute value bars, that's this thing. This thing is the question. What are two numbers that are 4 away from 0 on the
Okay.
line? And then your answers would be 4 and -4. All right, so let's try this one. If I was standing at 5, if I put Batman at 5, and I want to stand 2 away from 5, where could I go if I'm standing 2 away from 5?
7.
3 and 7.
0.
Yeah.
3.
7.
And 7.
Oh, 2 away. Okay.
Mhm.
We're 2 away. We're 2
Yeah.
away, and we're 2 away. So the solutions to this would be x equals 3 and x equals 7. And the question is a little trickier. So absolute value is a distance. So something's going to go inside these bars, and that's going to be equal to 2. And there's going to be an x here. Does anybody think they can figure out what will go inside those absolute value bars? X what would give me 2 as an answer? X plus 10, x minus 3.
X plus 1.
X plus 1,
X minus 2.
x minus 2. Would that if I put 3 in for x, is 3 minus 2 equal to 2?
No.
What will give me an answer of 3 and 7? It's a tough one. I'll give you a hint. It has a 5 in it, since we were centered around 5. Do you think it's x plus 5 or x minus 5?
X
Uh,
plus 5.
All right, let's try it out. If we had x plus 5, if I put 3 in there,
be 8.
2 away. 3 in there would be 8, so that doesn't work. What if it was x minus 5?
X minus 5. So 3 minus 5 is
Oh,
-2.
And what's the absolute value of -2?
2.
2.
And then if I put 7 in there, would 7 work? 7 minus 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, duh.
if I put x minus 5 in there, it would work. So this is just more to get you thinking that there's two possible solutions in this idea that we are moving at distance from 5, that distance is equal to 2. So we have two possible answers here. So you're not going to write these equations, you're going to just solve them. Okay, you're just going to be in the business of solving these equations. Did we lose? Who's Caden? Caden, are you here with us? All right. Okay.
He's saying he can't hear anyone.
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah.
Maybe he's.
No,
Maybe
he said he can hear us, but he can't see us. Or something.
Okay. Well,
Wait, where's Z?
well, Miss Samick, what should I do if I can't hear you? Oh boy.
skip class.
Why
Skip.
can't I see the background this time? I like only see people's faces.
Yeah, that's the point.
No, I can't see like her
Oh.
screen.
You
What's
can't
your-
see my screen?
No.
You have to like swipe
Yeah, you got
over
there's a little
to
button
her.
that's like an arrow, and you click on it.
What's your volume at? It could be your volume.
I don't know.
That's a
It's like-
probability. It could also be the fact that you're deafened.
Huh?
This is why I would recommend
Jeez,
using
Henry,
Discord
this
instead
is
of Zoom.
Hold on. So Jack, you can't see my PowerPoint?
No.
That's weird.
Can anybody else not see the PowerPoint?
I can.
Because I know what you're
You
talking.
have a
Like
grid.
there should be arrows that let you like go over them and systemic phase. Because like you just see probably like 3 other people, but like you should be able to
No,
swipe
it's
over.
probably because he just sees his face on the main screen, right?
No,
Oh,
I just see like my background. It. Oh.
that's weird.
This is why we should.
Should I
use
just
four.
leave and then join back?
Are there any arrows that you can mess with at the bottom of your screen to scroll?
No. Oh wait, no, never mind. I got it.
All right. Okay. Okay. So for absolute value,
Sorry.
you're always going to have 2 equations because we have these 2 distances. We can go either direction with the distance. All right. So when we solve absolute value equations, this is going to sort of be our step-by-step process that we're going to use so we can make sure we get both directions, the solutions on both sides. So I'll give you a minute for those of you that are writing this down, that when you solve absolute value equations, you're gonna get those bars by themselves. Right now, I don't think I might have a couple problems where you need to do that today. And then we're gonna write 2 equations. One will have that positive piece and one will have that negative piece.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, once you see this in action, it will not be as bad.
Like with the just there with the 2, like how it was -2, but then 7 minus 5 is +2.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So we were just working on a problem.
Oh, I get it.
If and we'll do that in a second. We'll do x minus 5 equals 2. We really need to think about 2 scenarios, when x minus 5 equals 2 and when x minus 5 equals -2, because when we take that absolute value, it'll give us that +2 back. So we really think about, when does x minus 5 equal 2 and x minus 5, and we'll do a bunch of these in a second, equal -2. So this gives us 7, and this gives us the 3. Okay, because those were our 2 solutions on that previous problem. All right, so we'll do that here in a second. What's the ID number? All right. Okay. So these slides I did send you. So if you need to spend some more time copying those, you can open those up and copy them yourself. All right. So let's try this problem. This one's pretty straightforward. The absolute value of a number is equal to 4. Can you tell me 2 numbers whose distance from 0 is 4? Henry. Henry, did you give me an answer?
I said 4.
Oh, okay. So we have 4. So we've got x equals.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All
Please.
right, sorry.
All right, welcome to the party.
Thank you.
All right. How about our other solution here? What's another number whose distance from 0 is 4?
-4.
-4. So these are your 2 answers to that equation. There's 2 things you can put in for x, 4 and -4. David can't hear or say anything.
Oh God, this folks.
You need to download the app. That's what I had to do.
That's what I did.
All right. Okay. I'm good. All right, let's try the next one. All right, here we go. Oops, that's not what I did. All right, we're gonna try the absolute value of 2x minus 5 equals 15. So this is our second example. If we want 2 times something, we'll subtract 5, gives us 15. So over here, whoops, that's not what I wanted. in the previous slide, we talked about isolating the bars. So I'm going to add 5 to both sides to get this thing started. To cancel that out. And then I really need to think about 2 things. I need to think about when does 2x equal 20? And when does 2x equal negative 20?
When you
10.
multiply by 10 and negative 10.
Negative 10.
10 and negative 10. So x equals 10 and x equals negative 10. Okay. It's a little dramatic.
Miss Amick, how did you get 20?
What
All
is
right.
it?
So up at the top where I've got this minus 5 is equal to 15. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add that 5 because it's outside the bars.
Okay.
I'm going to add that to both sides.
Okay.
It's hard for me to remember.
10 hours.
You can't see my 10 pointing. All right. Okay.
Dang.
Does this make sense that if I put positive 10 in there, I have 2 times positive 10? I get 20 absolute value, subtract 5. Why does negative 10 work? Who can explain to me why negative 10 works in this equation? Go back to the original equation. Whoops. Why does negative 10 work?
Because when you multiply by negative 10, you get negative 20, and then negative 20 minus 5 is. Never mind.
Well, what do you got to do with this? What is this saying to do?
Oh, because then it'd be, you do 2 times negative 10, which will give you negative 20, and then the absolute value of negative 20 is 20. So then minus 5 will be 15.
Yes. All right. Let's try this guy. Now, just looking at these problems, this one's a big mess though. How does number 2, this is the one we just did, look different from number 3? How do they actually look different?
When the minus 5 is inside the absolute value this time.
Okay. So the minus 5 is inside the absolute value this time.
So then it would be 2x plus 5 equals 15.
Not quite. So, there we go. All right. Well, that didn't help. All right. So yeah. So when it's inside the bars, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to separate it into our 2 equations. So we'll have this be 2x minus 5 equals 15. And 2x minus 5 equals negative 15. So you separate it from the start. On this guy, we had to get the bars isolated first. We had to get the bars by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But on this guy, the bars are already by themselves. So I'm already ready to make my 2 equations. All right. So, Xavier, what would you do to solve this first equation, the 2x minus 5 equals 15? What's the first thing you would do? Xavier, can you hear us? Robbie, what's the first thing you would do to solve this equation?
You would divide 2. Actually, no. You would add 5 to
Add
15.
5. Okay, to 15. So I have 2x equals what?
20.
20. And then do what?
You would divide 2 on both sides.
And
you would get 10. X equals 10.
Good. And that's what one of the answers on this guy was x equals 10. But let's see what happens on this other guy if we get something different. Poe, what would you do to get this second equation started? 2x minus 5 equals negative 15. What would you do first?
So what you would do? Wait. What do you mean?
On the second equation where it's 2x minus 5 equals negative 15.
Oh yeah.
Would you divide by 2 first, or would you add 5 first?
No, you would divide by 2.
Try again.
You would add 5.
We're going to add 5, right? So we're always starting with the number that does not have that
Oh,
variable.
we're over here. Oh, okay.
All right. Amir, what's negative 15 plus 5?
Negative 10.
Negative 10. Henry, what's my last step here?
Henry's muted.
Henry's muted. Joe, what's my last step
Putting
here?
on his VR headset.
All right, what's the thing?
Divide.
Mr.
Divide.
Sam, isn't the number without the variable called a constant?
Sure is. Sure is. So you're starting with your constant on these equations. All right, so what are our 2 solutions?
No, 10 and 5.
What kind of 5?
Negative
Negative
5.
5.
Negative 5. If I went and put that negative 5 back into this equation, we would get 2 times negative 5.
Which would be negative 10.
Negative 10 minus
And
5.
5 would be negative 15. And then the absolute value of negative 15 is 15.
So that's the check. Throw those numbers back in there and see if they actually work. All right. So the 10, positive 10, 2 times positive 10, 20, minus 5 gives us 15. We're good to go. All right. Why don't you guys try this one? Try this one on your own, and then I'll check in with you in a second. Give it a try. If you're not sure where to start with 2 equations.
Done.
All right, well, just hold on. So now at this point, if you're muting yourself, so, which is fine.
6. Here.
Pig.
Oh my god.
You okay, Rob?
We never prayed.
Huh?
We never prayed.
Oh, we didn't pray.
I'll
We'll
stay.
have to pray on Wednesday. Thank you for the reminder.
Also, we have like 8 minutes left.
I'm not really counting those minutes.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, Henry.
I know, Henry. We have 8 minutes. We might get through everything.
Okay,
All right.
Xavier wasn't talking because he was muted.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm back. I figured my thing out.
Yeah.
Aiden?
Hola.
Hola. Welcome to the
How
party.
does it not like? How is it? Does it not work?
Kaden, can you see my PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
All right.
Joe Kellers.
Yeah.
What's the answer to this first equation, the 3x minus 6 equals 12?
3x equals 18.
3x equals 18, and what does x equal?
6.
6. All right. Xavier, how about the second one? Come on, man, I unmuted you. What happened here?
He muted himself again.
He muted himself in the end. All right, fine. Amir.
So okay, whatever. 3x equals negative 6.
Yep, because we're at 6. So we have 3x equals negative 6.
And you divide by 3. X equals negative 2.
X equals negative 2. So we have 2 solutions. X equals 6 and x equals negative 2. All right. So on this next one, well, we're going to skip this one for now. I'll at least get it set up. I just want to make sure I get to one more. You'd have to add the 4 first. And then you separate it into 2 equations. All right. I want to get to, whoops. I want to get to this guy.
You see it.
So we're doing this one?
Yeah, we're gonna think about this guy. What is this example?
Yes, Emily, are we only solving the equation?
Yeah, we're solving this equation right now. All right.
Yeah.
So for this guy, who can tell me a number that if I put in there, put that number in, I'm going to get an answer of -9?
9.
You put a minus outside of the absolute value of the negative
Oh.
9 in the middle.
There's an idea.
Or
So if I
9.
put 9 in there, what's the absolute value of 9?
9, but if you put a minus outside of the
Well, that would
absolute
just
value.
be changing the equation. Are you allowed to just randomly put negative signs places?
No.
9.
What if I do -9?
-9 is just 9.
It's just 9.
Right.
So what's the answer to this question?
-9.
1.
Negative 9 gives me 9, which is 9. Anyone have an idea about what the solution might be here?
Batman.
Anybody?
19, I don't know.
Nah, bro.
David? Henry?
1.
You already said that.
No solution.
No solution.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
No solution. There's no possible number that I can put in there, and it's going to give me a negative back. All right, not an option. All right, let's try this. Oh, okay. How about this guy?
Down.
Keep change foot.
Please don't start
No, actually, you could keep change flip it.
that.
All right, so Cade wants to keep change foot.
I don't think you can do
Shockingly, that's what he'd like to do. That's fine.
that.
Thank goodness we.
Shouldn't it be a -3, Miss Amick?
Oh yeah, thank you.
Good
All right,
talk.
Caden, coming in.
Elway Caden.
All right.
Thank
So
Yeah.
what number could I put in for x that'll give me a -3 back?
7.
7. We could try 7.
No.
7 plus -10 gives me what?
-3. Oh, no.
What's
Yeah.
the absolute value of -3?
3.
Absolute value of -3 is 3.
Okay, so that doesn't work.
Wait a minute.
Are we trying to get the absolute value of just -3?
I'm trying to get this, whatever comes out of these absolute value bars has to equal -3. So when I take the absolute value of whatever that thing is, it's going to be -3.
But I thought all absolute value is positive, so
Oh, yes. Thank you very much,
there's
Rob.
no solution.
So it is no solution. All right. So if you look at this equation and you look at you look at this guy, what do these guys have in common here?
They're trying to get a negative
you're
absolute
trying to
value.
get a negative.
They're trying to get negative absolute value, which is
Guys,
They
impossible.
have the
your
bars.
hands.
They have the bars.
They have the bars and they're equal to a what?
Negative absolute.
And they're equal to a negative, right? Because these have the bars, but they're equal to positive numbers. So you're all good. But if you have just the bars and they're equal to a negative, no good. All right. So what I want you to do is I just want you to think about no solution equations. Can you write yourself a statement about when there's no solution to an absolute value equation?
When there is
Oh,
no solution.
Great.
Who wants to
Thanks,
And
Joe.
then my mom's
Beautiful.
type it in the chat?
No, I saw that Joe did it, so I thought I should.
And Owen is in the movie Shrek. Okay, wonderful.
I was just looking at it.
Who can give me something?
How do you do that?
I'm at Friend Center now.
How do I get my pen back?
How do you go to more options? Like, how
You
many
go to-
options?
There's a question.
Can I say my statement?
In a second, as soon as I get my pen. Where did it go? Why can't I have it back? All right, yeah. Amir, just tell us your statement. I'll type it in the message. Go ahead.
When there is no solution, the answer to the equation is negative.
Oh, why are you?
When there is no solution. All right, that works. Does anyone else want to make a statement about this? I'm just going to type it because I can't seem to. Oh, there we go. All right. What other ideas do people have about this? Anyone got one for me? When the absolute value equation
Oops.
equal to a negative, there is no solution. Okay. So something like the absolute value of x equals -2 would be a case when that's true. All right. So I did have a few practice problems, but we are running out of time here. So I do just want to take you really quickly through.
Wait, I gotta find this. Wait.
What's
Oh,
up?
what?
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
All right. I'm gonna just
Hey,
mute you guys for a second here.
This
Oh man. All right. Sorry. Yeah, Jack. What's up?
Where's
Whoa.
Z? Z's not here. I just realized. that.
Whoa.
I know.
Yeah,
Steve's
where
here.
is he?
Oh, that's
Where's
big.
Probably
Matt?
sleeping.
Wait,
And why is everyone like for my big screen?
Who else are we missing?
Missing Jamarian. We're missing Jamarian.
yeah.
Oh, Jamarian. He's probably
Oh,
yeah.
he's probably asleep.
Everything just froze.
Miss
And
Emmett, are we doing this tomorrow as well?
We are doing this on Wednesday.
Oh, thank God.
it said that we're doing this on.
Why?
I don't like waking up.
The original day was for us was Tuesday. That was the original plan. Then they changed it last week. So, Matt,
Hold on, are we doing this? Or are we doing this for all of our classes, or?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
It varies class to class.
Yes, we're doing this for my
Depends
class.
on-
Didn't you already have school last week? Like, it's the same thing. Like, you should know.
All right. So I want to show you guys. This is what I sent you guys for this week for class. I sent you guys this. Was everyone able to open this Google Doc?
Yeah.
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 I think
Just for your information, this is what we're learning about this week. We're learning about absolute value equations. We're going to review on Wednesday. We'll review fractions.
Do we have to do the online learning, number 3,
Yes.
for Tuesday?
Yes. So today was the Zoom meeting. Tomorrow, you could do this tomorrow or you could do it today. You go to this link and it goes to a document, it's a practice with absolute value.
What? Oh, it's multiple choice.
Let's
Could
go.
we get Delta now?
We already
Okay.
have
Yeah.
we have like
The
5
delta math, here's the deal with delta math absolute value problems. The delta math absolute value problems are pretty hard. So when you get to the delta math, you have to do some of these easy ones first.
Well, why don't you put an easy one for the delta math?
It's not an option. There's just there were no easy ones to pick from. So, so online learning number 3 is practice. And here are
Can
the
we do
answers.
for bonus points?
Shh. So you can check your work.
Gee.
All right. So do those problems. Check your work. Okay. Tomorrow, if you have any questions, I'll be online from 9:30 to 12, just on my computer. So you can either email me or.
Miss Samick,
Yes, Henry.
can we start that homework today, or could we start
Yeah,
that?
Yeah, she
Start
said yes.
it.
Go.
Wait, is it for homework or no?
Yeah, it's for homework.
Okay.
Oh, since when is Owen in here?
Oh,
I
and-
thought
all right. Next up. Hold on. I'm gonna.
Sammy, are we done?
Hold on. All right. I'm muting you guys for a second so I can talk. All right. So next up, on Wednesday, I'll have another Zoom. Same thing, 9:30. We will go over any absolute value problems that you have, any questions about absolute value, and then we'll do a equation review so we can practice. Next week, you are having a test on equations. And then the assignment for Wednesday, after you get your questions cleared up, you could actually do this today if you wanted to. I've assigned you each a problem from that worksheet. So like Noah and Henry, you have number 1. Oh, Luke, we're missing Luke too. Luke and David, you have number 2. Poe and Joe, you have number 3. You're not a group. You just have to do one of those problems on Flipgrid. So I'm going to take you to that link. And I'm going to get logged in here. It bumped me out already. All right. So you have to record yourself doing a problem, the problem I assigned you. And I did a little demo video so you could see how to do it. And then you'll record your response. You hit the plus sign, and then you have to show yourself doing a problem. All right. So that is for Wednesday. And then Thursday, I have posted a Delta Math that has all equations to review. So again, I just put it for Thursday to pace yourself, but if you wanted to start it today, you could start it today. It's up to you. And the awesome thing about Delta Math now is that they have these new help videos. So I got the Delta Math Plus. So now I have all these help videos that you can use. So they'll like walk you through the problems. Thursday, I'll also have office hours online. So if you have any questions or need help with something, I'll be online then. And then Friday, everything's due. Friday, I'll have the Walton Center Zoom at 9:30. But other than that, you don't have to be online for this. I included a Khan Academy video on absolute value. He goes into some more extensive things. But the intro, the beginning part is pretty good. And then next week we'll have a test on all the equation stuff, just like we would have a normal test. All right, so I'm gonna unmute you guys. Can we meet? Hey, Steve, you wanna come meet the class?
Steve.
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 Oh, he might have his headphones on. He's working. All right.
So Miss Samick, wait. So Romero Scholars is meeting.
So Romero Scholars, we're meeting Fridays at 9:30.
Okay. Let me write that down because I'm trying.
It's the same
Okay.
that you used today.
Are we having a Zoom meeting Wednesday?
Wednesday at
In this
9:30. Yeah.
Okay.
Lord.
Oh my gosh.
I'm in heaven.
So, are we done?
Can we see the demo video?
Yeah, can we see the
the demo video on Flipgrid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already seen it though.
Okay.
So Henry, if you already
Yeah.
saw it and you want to hang up.
Bye.
Miss Samick,
For this assignment, you have been assigned one of the problems from the homework set that you need to record yourself
Man.
explaining to the class. All right, so you don't need anything fancy. Just take a notebook, a marker, and you say, all right, I have problem number 3, and this is an example problem. This is not one of the assigned. All right, So you guys can go watch that yourself.
Oh,
Oh
Okay?
man.
So that is on the thing. Here, this is Steve. He's doing taxes right now.
So, fellas.
There you
All
go.
right.
That's
Good
the
looking
class.
crew.
Oh, we already lost Henry. Is Caden still here? Okay. Who's this? iPhone. Yeah,
That's Kaden.
that's Caden. Those are both Caden.
Yeah. Wait, no. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Why are you paused?
Why am I paused? Oh, they were watching the Flipgrid video.
Oh.
All right. Does anyone have any questions about what you need to do this week?
No.
No.
You guys are all good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was fun. Wasn't this fun, guys?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
fun. So
I
fun.
had
Awesome.
a lot of fun.
I'm pretty tired.
You're pretty tired? Well, you can go take a nap now. Hey, did everybody turn in their cathedral projects for Mr. Howard?
I did.
Nope. Not yet.
You need to do that. Finish your cathedral project. It was due last week, remember?
Yeah, but like the day that we were supposed to turn it in, we couldn't because we were out that day. And then he didn't email us with how we should turn it in.
I know. So I emailed him and you can take a picture or scan it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scan. Any other
Scan fun.
questions? Brett, do you
No.
have questions? Robbie is at the Golden Gate Bridge. Any other questions? All right, I will see you guys on Wednesday at 9:30. Please get online and check out the assignment.
All right.
Actually do it, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Good luck, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Steve.
Bye.